If you remember a couple of weeks ago, we were in Arizona. Lewis took some separate flights than I did, and he brought a knife onto the plane. He claims it was unbeknownst to him. He also claims it wasn't a knife, and he claims it was a multi-tool. And Sir Darryl Roberts of the Sir Darryl Radio Experience has a whole situation going on. He's incredibly agitated about this. Let's just listen to a little bit of what Darryl had to say.
And I think we should bring it up, right?
He did.
Which makes it seem like, okay, it's okay for David Pakman to talk about this. I won't interrupt.
I'll
just go ahead and
single audience member.
And as he has this arrogant type attitude, I'm saying to myself, oh, great, I'll be able to hop back on Lewis's side of things because David Pakman's being an asshole. Mm-hmm. So, imagine how far Lewis has got to go for me to stay off of his side at this point, because David is giving me every reason to be on Lewis's side right now. Every reason.
When Lewis told that story, I knew he was telling the story too slowly. And if you look at the YouTube comments, people said they had to fast forward because Lewis wasn't getting to the point. So let me tell the story, if I may.
Okay, please.
And then all right. So and then Darryl basically is angry with Lewis for bringing this knife on the plane, and the discussion continues. And eventually, we get to the point where Darryl is angry that I am checking bags and that I refuse to take the knife back for Lewis. I mean, Darryl has a complex going on, and I know Lewis commented on Facebook that he doesn't agree with Darryl's veganism, and it really has set Darryl off. It really, really has. I don't know what is going on with him psychologically.
Imagine a multi-tool, and I put quotation marks around it as I said.
Because then he called it a knife, too.
He ended up calling it a knife before the end of the segment was over, right? Imagine a multi-tool in the hands of a ninja. Oh, my God.
Damn.
A multi-tool. Who came up with that name? Multi-tool.
Nobody said a word. Nobody opened it. Lewis carried on a knife onto an airplane. You follow where I'm going, ladies and gentlemen. Then when we get to Arizona, he realizes this. He asks me if I want to bring the knife back for him. Lewis's big idea is, what if I bring the knife back?
Because I thought you might be checking a bag.
Right, and I don't check bags.
Yeah.
What was the guy named from JetBlue? Steven something, the guy.
So David Pakman doesn't check bags. That's a story in itself right there. Why doesn't David Pakman check a bag? What is it that he's trying to do? Why any guy who can't let his bag away from him for any length of time, you actually have to look deeper into that particular guy, right?
Exactly, because he's trying to, protect something.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
Keep something on the down low.
Right,
so Darryl seems to be completely losing it. I mean, he's obsessed with my bag checking and what kind of luggage do I have? Am I checking bags? Am I not? What's in my bags? Do I bring a quart-sized Ziploc toiletry bag?
They're reasonable questions.
These are reasonable questions to you.
Yeah.
I can see why Darryl is a fan of Lewis. I mean, this is absurd. Then Darryl actually decides to call an airline and figure out what is the regulation on these supposed multi-tools that Lewis likes to bring on. It's a knife, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll go in Atlanta. Yes, we service Chicago Midway to Atlanta. Okay,
great. I just wanted to make sure. I'm looking to possibly book a flight, but I need to find out. I have a question. I travel. I'm a worksmith, and I travel with these things that are called.
By the way, what is a worksmith?
I'm not sure.
What kind of job is a worksmith, ladies and gentlemen? Is that even? I think we have.
I think it's one of those umbrella terms.
It must be a combination between a blacksmith and
a workaholic.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. What is it? A worksmith?
Multi-tools. And I'm wondering, I don't know what the current laws are for me to be able to bring one or check one in or bring one on the flight. And I don't know what AirTran's policy is. So before I book the flight, I need to just make sure that I'm not going to have trouble when I get to the airport with my multi-tool.
What is it? Is it a construction tool? I mean, what is it?
It has a bunch of different components to it. Some people call it a knife. Other people call it a screw, or you can it has like a little mini drill on it. It's not automatic, but it's a thing that like flips out and it flips back in, and you can do so many different things with it. Some people like David Pakman loves to call it a knife, but it's really just a multi-tool.
All right. Does it have a knife on it?
It has something on it that people could mistake for a knife.
No, it has a knife. One of these multiple tools, one of them is a knife. Is that not right, Lewis?
It's a blade of sorts.
It's a blade. It's not a knife. What's the difference between a blade and a knife?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, they will probably confiscate that if you go through security with it. You can put it in your check piece.
I could, okay, and if I put it in my check piece, then that's fine. They won't
Right.
bother it.
That's it. You
Okay.
won't have a problem with it.
Well, and the only reason why I ask is because a colleague of mine, Lewis, had actually traveled. I'm not sure what airline.
Yeah,
And
a colleague. Daryl wishes Lewis were a colleague of his. By the way, this whole Sir Darryl thing, Sir, I don't think Daryl's fooling anybody with that, Lewis.
See, I was under the impression that he was knighted. No?
No. Oh, no. There's no planes departing O'Hare Airport that are changing their traffic pattern after 10, like with the Queen at Heathrow, so that he can get his beauty sleep. I can assure you that. The Sir, I think we're past Sir. I think from now it's Daryl. Vegan Daryl. Is that, if anything, it's Vegan Daryl, not Sir Darryl.
This is between you and Daryl.
Okay. So that's what's going on. Clearly people very, very wrapped up in everything Lewis is doing, and apparently whether I do or don't check bags and all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff going on. On the bonus show today, there's some opinion that is spreading now that the Smurfs are actually racist and anti-Semitic. It's a bizarre claim, but we're going to get into it in detail. Also, France has banned Twitter and Facebook mentions on TV in the name of market competition. I find the story fascinating. We're going to look into it in the bonus show. And also, China is accusing Google of political games. And, it really takes a pot to call the kettle black. So make sure you're getting the bonus show. We're giving away the iPad, so this is the time to register. Back after this.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.